How's everybody feeling?
Great.
Yay! This is late for us. It is late for us. So Lily, this was very interesting to me. Candace Owens is always quite the colorful human being. I find her to be not as polarizing as everybody thinks she is. I think she's entertainment. I think she's funny. I don't take her seriously, and I don't take her seriously for a couple different reasons. She's not in the business of passing bills or making laws. She is not a politician. She is basically what people call a talking head, right? She's a commentator, political commentator, a race commentator. And those people is like, if you're gonna get, all up in arms about what they're saying, sucks to be you. But we've learned, Lily, that we can't say anything without people imploding online. So I see why, Candace with a much bigger following right now than we have, creates such emotion for people. But this in particular was curious because she seems very, very passionate about this. And I understand delivering the news and opining on trending topics and stuff, but she seems very passionate about this, like very close to it, kind of like us discussing child abuse, right? Or some injustice. Like she was really, really, really perturbed. So I'm gonna play the video and then we'll dissect and then we'll get out of here. Hi, Haran DeMarco. So let's play this video. I thought this was, I was like, because I had only seen a clip earlier. And then Lily, you sent that other video. I was like, oh my God.
She's going in.
Yeah. Which is interesting. Doth protest too much.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go because it sounds very familiar. So
we've heard that, but we've heard that type of fervor before, right? Okay, let's pull this up. You like my new flowers, my new bushel?
Yes. You know what? I need to bring mine up. I got these roses, the forever ones. Well, forever.
Oh wow, yeah, I know the ones that come in a little box.
I'm sorry, I heard you like my new bush, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just the guy.
What do you think you up a no saint tonight? What is it?
I guess I don't know.
If you know me and you've been on this and you've been here long enough, you know that's not what I meant. Of all people,
I have to listen closely. I'm like, oh.
I'm loving all these colors.
The white devil.
There you go. And he will appear. There you go. We're gonna get into a little bit about race tonight, just a little bit. We always got to sprinkle a little bit of race, or it gets the people going.
They love it.
Yeah, if you want to support the show and you're catching the replay, Cash App on the block with Jenna scrolling at the bottom. Buy your girl a smoothie, or super chat us. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna play this video and we'll dissect. I thought this video was very entertaining. Like I said before, Candace Owens is an entertainer. She's an entertainer to me. She's an entertainer.
Exactly. That's why I don't understand all of the emotion. But then again, I kind of do. But we'll go on to that.
You see what the shit, clearly. Drop the clip. Them people go crazy.
Yeah, they going because my that's all I'm seeing.
They go crazy. All right, let's listen to what Miss Candace Owens had to say.
All of a sudden, everybody's so virtuous on the internet today.
I know, right? They're so. Oh my God, I would never. Speaking of virtuous,
you know what, ladies? If you're looking for a good man, I mean a good man, Savannah, the one who don't ever cheat, that can have 1,000 homegirls and never cheat, go over to Sisterhood Sips page in the comment section. They're all there.
All the best men on the planet are literally in the Sisterhood Sips comments, honey. I'm not Savannah, though.
But you a good man, Savannah.
Good man.
Yeah, now on down into the comments section.
God-fearing men on the comments.
All the men that never cheat. All the men that bring roses all the time. All the men that are perfect. They're all. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? They all
reunited the world.
Y'all tend to bring them out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they are there protesting their virtualness. Is that a word?
Virtuous. All right. So this is Candace Owens talking about Ariana Grande, the pop star, for those of you who don't know who she is.
Very much in favor of following hoe culture. I've been fascinated by hoes. The hoe apocalypse that we are facing, it's amazing to follow these women and the way that they think. And chief among them right now is Ariana Grande. We covered what she's been up to. She has been proud of being a homewrecker really throughout her entire career. You got a boyfriend, you got a husband, Ariana Grande is going to go after them. And then, haha, don't care you. When everything happens and the dust settles, she does not care about ruining your relationship. Nothing more disgusting than what she did recently. She was working on Wicked. I think it's either a movie or a play that's coming out, and she's playing Glinda the Good Witch. And she had this really unfortunate looking guy that was playing a part. I don't even know what it was. As a munchkin, who cares, right? But he was married. And he was married to his high school sweetheart. Her name is Lily J. And they had just had their first child after being together for almost a decade. But that, of course, didn't stop Ariana Grande. Why didn't it stop Ariana Grande? Because that actually excites her. I actually think that she suffers from some random hoe disorder where she actually likes it when a man is taken. She's like, I like that. I want to just, I need that. Like she's just turned on by it in a weird way. She didn't care that he was ugly, nothing. She just said, I want to break up this family. And Lily J actually, or via her friends, announced that Ariana Grande actually held their baby. So I want you to think about the level of hoe you need to be at to hold somebody's brand new baby that came out and like, oh my God, he's so cute. And now I'm going to take the father. She did that. She actually did that. And if you thought that was egregious, Ariana Grande taking Ethan Slater from his high school sweetheart and him recently being a father, and by the way, not even going to talk about him. He's such a weak man. He disgusts me. He's not even worth discussing. Is the fact that she now has come out with a song that basically celebrates her home wrecking capabilities. She's just like, and I don't care. Yeah, the song is entitled Yes, and I'll give you guys a full sentence. She means, yes, I took your husband. I took the father of your children. And so what? And I'm just going to read you some of her thought lyrics. Don't comment on my body. Do not reply. Your business is yours and mine is mine. Why do you care so much about whose dick I ride? Why? Why do you care, public? Who cares? I don't know. Maybe we have an interest in basic morality. Maybe we don't want young women looking up to you and thinking that it's okay to break down people's families. Maybe we are genuinely just disgusted by your behavior and the things that you've done. Maybe, I don't know. Why do we care? We don't want to picture you sleeping with Ethan Slater. We want to acknowledge to the general public that your behavior is absolute filth. We just want to be able to read you for the trash that you are, Ariana Grande. So let me answer the question for you. I hope that sufficiently answers the question for you, that we genuinely are acknowledging that you are, in fact, a thought and a hoe and you're proud of it. So good for you, Ariana Grande. Good for you. I would just...
Ooh.
He said whole capabilities, like as if you put that in your resume for a skill set. Like the language, the word usage, and it was just so colorful to describe sex.
So I gotta. This is what I gotta say. Now, Candace. Candace, come on, girl.
Apocalypse. So, what does a apocalypse looks like? Like, do we just got to start hiding out, man? Like,
no. Hey, listen. I agree with the whole apocalypse. I thought that was hilarious. I agree with it. I agree with the whole apocalypse because the hoes are running things in mainstream media. So I agree with that.
I don't think it's a whole apocalypse.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think it's a whole apocalypse. As a man, no, I don't think it's a fucking whole apocalypse. I think hoes been out here. It's just, the lights are on.
Oh.
As with everything else.
So
You
like,
know what I mean? That's just everything else. Oh, these hoes been out and shit. These hoes been out here since King David. The fuck you talking about? Apocalypse.
Like I don't see any roaches in this house, and then you turn the light on at midnight, and they're all out there. Oh
it's
shit!
Okay, so let's dissect
is this the light? Is this the light?
wait, let's dissect that. Let's dissect that because I notice, right? Things have gotten worse, right? And I notice every time that's brought up, it's always like, things always been like this. That's usually the retort. No, nothing has changed. Humans been, it's always been like this. So let's dissect. Okay? The Jezebels, the one that cleaned Jesus' feet, all them hoes from back into all of them. Were they revered? Were they revered? Were they the country's sweethearts? Were they on the cover of magazines? Were they selling major brands? Were they revered? If it's always been the same way and the lights just came on, that's right. It was just the lights were on.
Depends on what side of the fence you on. I will say. I know what you're saying, but
No. Don't move the goalpost. In mainstream media, I'm talking about mainstream media.
Okay,
I'm not talking about a man that likes a hoe. I'm talking about in mainstream anything.
Like when Marilyn Monroe was around, you mean like then?
Even way before Marilyn, because there was hoes before Marilyn.
Okay.
Marilyn was the first hoe.
You mean like the hoes that hung out with Jesus?
Yes.
I mean, they were pretty much given a pass in the book, right? They was pretty much given them like.
No, listen to what I said. Listen to what I said. You're moving the goalpost, and you think you're slick. Take the skates off. Take the skates off. Take the skates off. They used one hoe in the Bible as an example of don't judge, right?
Well,
I said, were the hoes? They said that.
Okay.
Why did he have to say that? Because the hoes were stoned to death. Are the hoes stoned to death? Or are they revered and put on the cover of magazines and they get brands? Let's get to it.
I think there's still a sect of stoners. This woman being one of them. Also,
you're not hearing what I'm saying. Were hoes ever mainstream? Were they ever revered?
Well, to this extent, we can say that about a lot of things. But for your argument, yes, I will agree. That
to no extent. Hoes were never revered to any extent.
Were not to this extent revered per se. But I can tell, I just want to say one thing. I can tell she has no black friends. Because if she was shocked that a motherfucker actually showed up, you know what I mean, holding the baby, you know what I mean, and it was just oh, I'm like,
she doesn't have any black friends.
I was like, sis, this chick said I'll show up and clean the house and take care of the kids and be sucking your husband's dick. Like, what are you talking about? Like
what are we talking
about here like that? Obviously.
I'm right.
What were you gonna say? No, Saints.
No, I was gonna say I think part of the deal is the Scarlet Letter has no powers anymore, and the fact that she's willing to go and write a song and sing about it shows you like there is no shame anymore. There's no self-shame. There's no self-shame, right? I'm gonna go and promote it. I don't know. Was Madonna a hoe? I mean, maybe it's not as much as it is today. Like today, it's a lot more in your face, social media and things like that. But yeah, I think that's one of the things. I think like now it's just like there is no remorse or shame in what they're doing. They don't feel embarrassed.
You know what? No, Saints, that's a very good point. This is why we are where we are with shit. It's the removal of shame. And then in some contexts, shaming those who shame. That's why you got dudes out here wiping down big 500-pound women in the name of capitalism. You got men in comments demanding to be flued out and have pedicures and shit like that. You know what I mean? You got dudes coming on podcasts snitching about being boy toys, just snitching. You know, there's no shame. There's no shame.
So what's interesting about Candace, first of all, we don't know who wrote that song. It's funny how every time a song comes out, we automatically attach it to the artist. Did you hear what Neo sang about? These people have up to 10 writers.
She don't even know what she's talking about.
Yeah, we have no idea whether she penned that, whether there was 3 writers in there from Europe. Hey, sing this. So, I think that part is silly when people always say, "Did you hear what Beyonce sang about? She sang about cheating, so Jay was cheating." We don't know who wrote what. Now, I'm not saying Jay wasn't cheating because he was cheating, but we don't know when someone sings a song. Luther Vandross sang about women his whole career. Case closed.
A lot
So
of rapped about women their whole career.
yeah, so that's neither here nor there. But what Candace doesn't realize that she's the problem she is speaking of. She said herself, right? She is fascinated by hoes. You know who else is fascinated by hoes? Men. So if she's fascinated by hoes, then she must understand why men are fascinated as well. Hoes are some interesting creatures. They just
Look,
are.
man, hoes keep this world spinning, man. You know what I mean? And wives keep things moving in a functional manner. But you gotta have hoes, man. You gotta have it's like alcohol. Like coffee wakes you up, but alcohol, that should have helped you unwind. You know what I mean? And that's what hoes are, man. It's a beautiful thing.
I thought it was interesting, and I know she kind of wanted to clean it up, I think, in what she was saying about she's not going to bring him into it. But I thought it was interesting that she was tearing her apart when, in my opinion, he's responsible for keeping his family together. He's the one that has a child involved. So she's going after, which Ariana Grande does have a part to play, but to just dismiss, I think she said something like, I don't know if she's talking about him. I don't care about whatever he's doing. I thought that was kind of weak.
No, I thought that was very telling about her true motives and what she's truly feeling. The fact that she's overlooking the other party and only hyper focused on one is saying that what she's saying is not really where all of this vitriol is coming from, right? The vitriol towards Ariana is something else going on within her, right? And so she's using Ariana because this is the thing, like something that hits you that hard, if it's nothing there, then it wouldn't even hit you. You would just be telling the story like,
yeah, she was like cursing this woman out, calling a thought, a hoe. Like that's the way you would speak if this woman did something directly to you. I only talk about like molesters and sexual like I'm not passionate about what consenting adults do, even if it's behind somebody's back. Those are consenting adults.
Right. That is none of my business. Like, and that's my thing. Because I have never had a problem with quote unquote pose 304s or nothing like that. With anything, it's just about how you do things, right? That's all it really is. Decorum. That's it. Decorum. With everything. It's just about anything.
I just want to throw something out there. Could it be that Candace Owens? Here's the thing: a hoe is only going to go as far as the man that allows her to go far, per se. So if the dude crosses the line, I guess for someone such as Candace, would she subconsciously be questioning her own ability to pick a strong enough man to repel the advances of a whore, and not take into consideration that maybe she's just up against average male nature. You know what I mean? Takes it's a lot to ask for, especially for guys in a very powerful position, to assume that this man will never, ever, ever indulge because he does not want to sully the sanctity of a marriage. It's a little much. It's like saying no one will ever, 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 ever eat anything with sugar in it. Ever. Ever. Because they made a pact or whatever, some shit like that. Like, no, someone's going to do something, whether they might nudge or something, flirt around, do something. Somebody's going to do something at the end of the day.
Right, which makes me think that her man probably done something and that she done found something.
I absolutely believe that. I absolutely believe that, man. He's done a couple of something, probably at the same time.
Yeah. That's what that was giving me. I'm like, is she still talking about Ariana? Or
I mean, she was, yeah, she was. It did sound a little. Here, my boy Louis Kanye. Let's read that super chat real quick.
I agree with the super chat.
Absolutely.
I approve this message.
I needed a whole last night.
Thank you for the super chat, Louis Kanye. Louis Kanye says, if there was no hoes, January 6th would be every week.
Damn right. Look, man.
Wow. Go wow.
That's why I definitely agree.
Hoes keep balance in society. If non-selects don't get laid, the king will be overthrown.
It's very
like
true.
Every woman to tell you, it's easy to control a man if he has an empty set.
Right, and that's why we're seeing so much aggression right now, because a lot of people are not getting laid, right? Because the hoes are not even choosing them, or they can't even afford a hoe. So they just really like, there's all these hoes out here, and I can't even get one.
I heard the prostitutes are turning down brothers.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, you know how fucked up you got to be if prostitutes is like, yeah, I'm good.
So going back to what you said, No Saint, it was very interesting how she left the man off the hook. But of course, Candace also, panders to men, right? And she panders to white men and panders to women as well. So you have to blame the thought or the hoe or the mistress, right? Look at the homeworker. She's homeworking, and we, by now it's 2024. We know that's a myth, right? I think the onus falls 100% on the man. 100%. He took the vows. He made the commitment. I mean, this woman could be anybody, and anybody, anywhere, at any time. The man could be lying, or the woman could know. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, like, if I'm gonna whoop on somebody, it's gonna be on him.
Right.
It's gonna be on him.
And like Abby said, I had to agree with her on that. I was like, I've never been that girl that's going to go after the other girl. I don't know you. You don't know me. You try to get you some dick, girl. Like, I'm just saying, you try to get you some dick. So,
if they know you,
that's different.
I feel like that's very different. Not just know of you, or not just know of you, but know you. Like, you know me. We met. Don't play with me, right? That type of thing. But if it's some random, and I'm like, this guy knew he had a newborn baby a year ago.
Right. And I like what Abby's saying there. She's talking about the home wreck. Well, go ahead and read it. So, or I can read it.
Where is it? You said Abby said?
Yeah, right here, the comment.
Okay, the home that's being wrecked is by the man. The woman has no emotional attachments to his home or wife. I never understood the expression.
Yeah, so I think she's absolutely right. But also I think that people want to give men a pass because they think a woman has more of a outlook of the whole situation. Because in most cases, the women are less like they do think about ramifications of things a lot more than men when it comes to that kind of stuff, right? I mean, a man, he doesn't really he's not necessarily always thinking with logic these situations. But she's absolutely right. Go ahead.
Nicole, she said, we blame the woman because we expect that she would understand the collective plight.
Right, but it's still I think, like you said, Jen, I mean, he was the one that had, and I think Candace also is making her comments pandering towards the so-called morality, like she threw morality out there, the moral majority or whatever,
Yeah, because she kept saying, what do you mean? No, why would she care? We have a vested interest in morals. I'm like, you had Andrew Tate up there and you were cheesing ear to ear. What are you talking about?
And it's such a buzzword anyway. Like, if you ask her, okay, define whose morals are we talking about anyway? Because there are a lot of people with a lot of different morals. So
Well, everyone has a set of morals. That's the thing.
Right.
There's 8 billion people in this world, and there's 8 billion morals. Like, Candace, what are we really talking about? The 10 Commandments? Like, what are we going by? Like, Scientology? Like, what are we doing?
I also think that in the grand scheme of things, let's just call it what it is. You know what I mean? There's politics involved when it comes to gender and relationships, and there's more pressure on women to be morally sound than there is on men. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. Okay. As a man, you know what I mean, we have the bare minimum. I just have to do just this much to be considered a great guy. Okay. Just this much. You know what I mean? And even if I was a piece of shit, maybe before and ragging and tagging, doing all whatever, if at some point in time I realize my wicked ways and I turn over a new leaf and I do a couple of good deeds, all of a sudden I'm considered dating material. Because at the end of the day, a lot of women love them a good reformed scoundrel. You know what I mean? A good reformed bad boy. Women love that shit. But when it comes to women, I mean, your shit got to be squeaky clean, damn near. I'll keep it a buck.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Because as you were speaking, I was thinking about how many things women are expected to be stellar at, right? Wife, mother, hard worker, chores, cook, sexuality. There's a lot, right? And men, all they have to do is, somewhat provide. I'm just saying what society thinks, right?
A lot is looked over if you provide as a man. If you just provide.
Right. So it's like the joke that Lily said earlier, he's a good man, Savannah. That's from, a Tyler Perry movie where this guy was a great provider and the woman's mother thought, who cares that he's fucking around? He's providing money. Like, be quiet.
Therapist also.
A therapist?
Women, they play therapist.
Right. We have to be the healers and the nurturers and the doctors and the mummies and it's a lot. Kari. Okay, Kari. Okay, Kari said if I'm a cheat, I'm going to cheat with a celebrity. All right.
Abby says she loves herself a jellyfish simp. Jen, do you love yourself a jellyfish simp?
No.
Lily, is she there?
No jellyfish simps for me. They could be my friends though. They make good friends. Say again?
Sounds like they could sting you. I don't know. Jellyfish.
Yeah, they're not all poisonous. No thing.
That's soft-hearted. Like, oh.
Yeah, like no, they make great friends, but I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I got some friends like that.
Yeah. And it's okay. It's like everybody,
I was about to say, but they own their shit.
Yeah, and everybody's not an alpha. Everybody's not a beast. Everybody's not a silverback. And the world would be really weird if all men were
weird. Everybody be beating everybody up.
Yeah, literally. I'm an alpha. I mean, we got people in alpha face right now. There are people that are far from out. Like a lot of them red pill dudes, them dyed beards and the weird muscles because they on TRT, but they're not physically fit or have good genetics. Those dudes are like, they're in alpha face. Like, dude, you're gross. Your voice sounds like this. Like, it's like they're really like corny and they're in alpha face. It's weird. You can see right through it.
Like, even though they're on TRT and working out, it's like their muscles are still kind of fucking weird looking.
Yes.
Because it's like they're going against their base genetics. So it looks kind of fucking off.
Built like Cabbage Patch Kids for all the older folks.
Yeah.
Like fucking Cabbage Patch Kids. And then they put on a sleeveless shirt and it makes it 10 times worse because they got these shoulders out of nowhere and then the rest of the body looks like shit. I'm like, what is this shit?
It's like fluid muscles. Like when people gain fluid weight.
Yes.
It's like fluid muscles to me.
Really, really gross. So another thing that was interesting, is that she sounded obsessed with the whole, like she says, I'm fascinated with them. What's fascinating? But that really threw me because I'm like a woman that is just, I don't know, sexually free. I don't know, sexually free, promiscuous, whatever it is you want, whatever tag you want to put on her. Why is that fascinating to you? You know why it's fascinating to you? And women like you and men and stuff, because those women are really living. That's why. And you're fascinated with it because you're pressed up against the glass and you're like, damn, that looks like fun. But I have to wear the shirt up to here at the little bow, and I have to be a wife, and I have to be moral. Because why else? I've never been fascinated with anything that disgusted me. Never been fascinated with anything that disgusts me. I don't click when I see a Kardashian. I don't click to see what they're talking. There's a couple people like that. Jada Pinkett. When I see them pop up on my time, I don't click to see what Jada said. Now I just don't. Some people disgust me, and I don't want to see anything about what they say or think or feel or bought or buying or selling. I just don't. So for Candace to say she's fascinated by the hoes is like Lily said, it's very telling. It's interesting.
Yeah, because like not only is the girl living sexually, living free sexually, but she's also living as Ariana Grande.
Oh,
because guess what? There's been how many bitches done cheated today or this week and stories and other, but she picked this one hoe out of all the hoes because this hoe was hoeing as Ariana Grande.
How many chicks of them cheated 15 minutes ago? Shout out to my motherfucking man Calorie right here. That motherfucker said fast women have great head. Yes, they do, sir.
Oh my God.
Yes, they do, sir. That should make you want to negotiate shit that you never had on the table.
Somebody said I'm at work. I forgot my headphones at home.
Look,
I know.
Throwing some hubcaps.
Poor goddamn is on mute. Like, what are they saying? Throw on the clothes, baby.
No, you know what I get a lot? The mothers, they like when they inbox me about sisterhood sips, they said the kids be like, "What's she saying?" Because people look at me reading that. Mommy, turn that up. I want to hear what she's saying.
What's a long ball? Oh, let me tell you something. Remember the clip with the long balls? Well, some woman jumped on there and was like, I like those. I was like, hey.
I saw it. I went like this. That's what I was like, okay, girl.
She just be like,
something for everybody.
And shit. Like she be talking about.
Listen, there's something for everybody. She says she likes them like that.
The older woman?
I don't know if she's older. I didn't click. I didn't click to see if it was older or younger. And then his other one was like, I like the 70s bush.
Yeah.
It was a couple of wow. God
yeah.
Listen, there's something for everybody. There's something for, don't sleep. There's something for everybody.
That's the truth.
The world is a wonderful place sometimes when you look at it from a different angle. The world is a wonderful place. Another thing that threw me was she kept saying, I noticed she kept emphasizing Ariana take. She takes. This woman take, as if the man is an invalid, a handicap. No, I can't, don't take me away. I'm taking you. This tiny little woman, who's actually built like a 10-year-old, by the way. This tiny little woman, all right, took this man, took him, which is more stupidity because again, it releases the man from blame when he should have all the blame. He should have all the blame. But with that said, if you had to split it and be completely honest, if we're doing 100%, what chat answer this for me too, as I'm curious what you got to say. If you started at 100%, what percentage do you think would be the fault of the woman, Ariana, and what percentage would you think be the fault of the man, who was, by the way, in a relationship with his baby mother for 10 years? So you know that was overdue. They were together 10 years. They had a baby a year prior. That was overdue. I'm surprised he passed 7-year itch with, they're young and they're in the business. So what percentage, what say you, if you're starting at 100, I'm curious. Who's at fault more? Or not at all from 100%? Ariana or this guy who Candace called ugly?
100%. The guy's at 100%. As a man, you're always at fault. It's just if you're man enough to admit it or not.
Oh, Kari? I'm shocked Kari said 100%.
Yeah,
the man's fault.
The man's fault. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely his bad because it's definitely his fault 100% because he was the one committed to this lady. That's how I've always looked at it, and I don't care who it is unless they know each other. Then that's a different situation. But that's just how I do it across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm thinking about this for a second. I mean, I think the majority of percent goes to him. I think a little bit of percentage. They were working together, right?
I believe so.
It was like the Wizard of Oz or something like that. I think
something. I don't even remember.
I'll give a little bit to the situation too, because you see this
I mean, he knew. I mean, they said she held the baby, so she knew. I mean, I don't know the dynamics of our relationship, though.
But I'm just saying the situation itself, like when you see like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, they move on a movie set, and that movie set you're getting catered to, everything's fun. So the situation, even, you know, I don't know how this musical went or whatever they were in went, but they're seeing each other every day. Maybe they're in a scene together, and they, you know, little bit. I thought that was interesting too. You know, the workplace situation. But no, in all seriousness, I think that he has the responsibility. You can't complain. At least Candace shouldn't complain now that he had a baby and all this other stuff, because that is his decision. That is absolutely, when you bring that into it, that's 100% him, right? Now, if you're just talking about being in a relationship when you're in a relationship with somebody else, mostly him. But she knew the situation too. She knew what time.
So you say what, 90 him, 10% Ariana?
Yeah.
You gonna give her a little 10%? She got to take her 10%.
Yeah, I give her a little sprinkle.
A sprinkle of
10% of blame, Ariana.
10%. I'll give her 10.
Abby also says 100. Kari says 100. Haran, you said 100% on the man.
Absolutely.
Wow, I'm shocked. I'm shocked, you guys. What if it was switched around and the woman cheated on her husband, who she just had a kid with? Whose fault is that?
100% on the woman.
Yeah, I'm always still the same. That's because I just measure it by that. You don't know the person, and hoes are gonna be hoes, and people gonna sleep with each other. So, yeah.
But I would say that they usually give the men a pass on that way more than they give a woman a pass.
Well, obviously, Candace, I mean, the names she called this girl, like if I reserve those names for my enemies.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
For my enemies.
But like I'm just saying in general, when the woman has a family and a baby, nobody's gonna blame the guys. Like, you know, that's not my problem. You know, most guys are gonna say it wasn't my problem. You know what I mean? And most guys are gonna say, yeah, you know, that's her fault. You know, I'm just saying the way the world looks at it, the guy would never get the blame. I mean, you're right.
The irony of it is that women are expected to be more moral,
yes,
morally sound than men, but women have more secrets than men do. Absolutely. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. And if they tell you otherwise, they're fucking lying. So, you know,
women on the panel will tell you that shit.
Yeah, I was saying, like, I mean,
you know what I mean? So, you know, the thing about it here is that a lot of times when you see a Candace behaving that way, I think, yeah, to Jen's point, there's a side of that to consider where it's like, deep down, I struggle with the fact that I can't be you. I can't be as free, or due to maybe some sort of obligations, or maybe she's not that in tune with herself. Maybe she just really does care how people think and so on. But trust me, Candace Owens, with all of her high horse 10 story morality, she's got secrets too. She's got a lot of secrets as a woman.
And she probably feels threatened because she's married, right? Mm-hmm. She's a married woman, and she knows that these women are out there, and you better be on your A game, because these women they truly will do what the wife won't do. That is factual. But another component that's very important is what Abby said right here. When you're having an affair with someone at work, you get the best of the man that the wife doesn't get. I've always been very good, even though I have my own little cute skeletons, but I've always been very good at not getting involved with people on set. And I've been on set, Lily, you probably experienced this too, but I've been on set and I see how very easily that can happen, because when you're on set, the guys are usually attractive.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on set on a film or a music video or a model shoot, the men that are walking through the door are attractive men. They're personable because they're in the business. So I've sat back and I was like, yeah, that guy, I mean, I know he would, and I know that guy would, but I just I wanted to focus on the work. But I could see very easily, had I wanted to, it would have been easy, because that's what they do. That's the business. But it's really, people try to talk a lot about Hollywood and the entertainment business. Same shit goes on at the post office. Same thing goes on at Verizon. My sister worked at Verizon. All of them were do-si doing. All of them. All of them were do-si doing. And I'm like, at Verizon? I'm like, she ended up with a baby daddy manager from Verizon. He was cheating on her with somebody, the supervisor. So it's like, it happens in everywhere. It's just Hollywood is on your television. But everywhere you go, that happens. Everywhere you go.
Well, it's human beings, man. I mean, especially if you've been with somebody for a long time, it's natural for you to show up at work, new spot, start comparing motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Fuck around, a motherfucker look like how your husband used to look or how your wife used to look when you met him. Listen, all those eons ago, when Brad was on set with Angelina, I was like, oh, that woman is done.
Oh yes, I said the same thing.
First of all, this is prime Angelina Jolie at the top of her powers. She was invincible at that moment in time. So I was like, oh, she's out of here. It's over for her marriage. And that's exactly what happened.
I mean, sexy, statuesque, brunette,
everything.
You know what I mean? Like, I was like, vicious. And then you have Holly Homemaker, Jennifer Aniston, who I don't care what anybody says, looks like a young Sean Penn with that fucking stupid haircut. She wasn't going to survive that.
No, she wasn't. There was no way.
Look at Sean Penn when he was young, and then look at Jennifer.
Yeah, see, Jennifer.
When
they got the call sheet, Jennifer should just went on down to the divorce attorney. As soon as they got the call, who's on it?
Because she was beautiful and she had that. Here's the thing. Here's when a woman is vicious. When a woman is actually physically gorgeous and she's oozing that sex kitten shit. That's when it's a problem, man. That's when it's a problem. I'd have came up and I'd have told, you know what I mean, Jennifer, like, look, man, I'm nah, it's not gonna work, man. I can't go to work with that.
Okay, hold on. Let's get out of the jokes for a minute. Let's have some real talk.
What's up? Good.
Okay. No, saying I don't know about you because you're a little scary. But I'll ask Haram and the guys in the chat. Seriously speaking, all jokes aside, just dealing with reality. You go and you have to work on set. You were in that situation. Right? Would you really pull your wife aside or just be like, I'm going to have this affair and let the chips fall where they may?
Oh, no, that was a straight up joke. I'm not saying shit. I'm not, no, for what? Look, man, as a man, you can call it what it is. Men aren't trying to cause problems in the fucking house that we don't have to have. It's like, why would you do that? It's like, why would you fucking do that? As a man.
Imagine a world where men weren't cowards. Imagine a world where men weren't cowards.
God, here we go with the names.
Listen, escúchame. Imagine a world where men weren't cowards, and every time they want to fuck someone else, they went and told their wife, "Look, I love you and shit, but I want to fuck somebody else."
Oh, Jesus!
Imagine.
Why does he have to be a coward? He's just always with the name calling. I mean,
it's cowardice. It's cowardice.
Just taken to look. Listen.
Explain to me how it's not, and I'll digress. It's cowardice.
Men think. This is how men think. Men think systematically. We go out get wives because we are creating a system. We are creating a system for our progeny. We are creating a system to keep our children moving and so on and so forth. We are creating a system to ensure that our legacy and brand moves on. A sound man. That is a system. Okay. Outside of that system, whatever you do, it is whatever you do. But that is a system within itself. So you don't want to sully either system with something as fucking flagrant and meaningless as the truth. It's just not practical. We can whatever you want to play.
I mean, it was just so poignant and special. I just it needed a soundtrack. It was so special and poignant. It needed a soundtrack.
The realities of being a man.
I'm like, that was Lily. Wasn't that a lot? I mean, he built the whole
so poetic.
It was beautiful, actually.
So poetic.
Okay, I'll add something to it. It's cowardice and laziness. Because you don't
adjectives, man.
And you know starting over takes work.
Yeah, but I don't think that's just women don't come up to you normally either and tell them, hey, I just want to go cheat or want to go,
Yeah, but you know what women do come up to you and say? Sign these papers, bitch.
Yeah, we can go into that, again. We can talk about why
there's so much vitriol behind that too when they say that. Like, it's like, hey, motherfucker, I got these. Like, whoa, it's like, let's talk about this. We don't have to.
Fírmame los papeles, fírmame los papeles.
Like, yo, man.
So don't even try it, no saying, okay? 80% and growing, okay? The women who divorce are going strong, right? So it's a posse.
Jesus, man. Jesus.
Now, listen, I don't think it's as complex as people have tried to make it for decades and decades. It's a little bit of what Lily always says, and a little bit of just, human beings are monogamous. They have to suppress their desires to be monogamous. Monogamy is a choice. It's not a natural state of being. It is a choice. You are choosing to be monogamous and faithful and committed. You're choosing it. Let me get rid of this motherfucker. You the second one today, bitch. Goodbye.
There you go, Kari. That's what I'm saying. Like Kari said, man.
What did Kari say? Men just want to shoot a few baskets on a different court. Hey,
yo, you know what I mean? And then, I meet up with Kari later on and he'd be like, yo, man, you went to that gym over there? Like, yeah, I went over to the gym. It was all right. You know what I mean? It was cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a little wide, but you know what I mean? It was what it was. And then we shit the
but women want the same thing and y'all crumble. You buckle at the knees.
Right.
Yeah, but let's not behave as if women don't tell men what they need to tell them in order to get the results that they need to get from them. Scientifically proven that enough women have said this, and there's a study that said that women during sex, women say certain things and make certain noises so a motherfucker can hurry up and come and get off of them. So women do things in order to to ensure that the relationship moves forward and they get the results that they want. It's the same.
Listen, honey, I'm a woman. Don't give me your 535 female college students were surveyed year 2016.
Here we go, man.
Your damn study.
See how we got the intricacies when it comes to that shit?
Yes, it's important. You know why? Here's why. Because women have two things working against them. They can't be freaks because they're going to be looked at funny. And you guys scare easily. Men scare easily. Let's put that on the table. Then you got society and religion and your mom. And she's a good man, Savannah, right? But I will say this. In the beginning, we do talk. We do. Y'all don't listen. because women do talk and suggest and say, let's watch this movie. Let's go to this restaurant. Listen to it. And after a while, what do y'all do? You sit on your fucking asses. And from your asses, you start up here with it. From sitting on your asses, then you start sitting down here. And y'all get lower and lower. And that fucking game gets louder and louder. So don't fucking tell me that we don't try in the beginning, okay?
Well, you do. Well, do you suggest or more so tell? Okay, do you to wear this? That doesn't sound like a suggestion. Let's go.
When we're in love, in the beginning when we're in love, it's very, very caring. Baby, I bought you this sweater. Get rid of those undies. I got you new undies. And it's a slow drip. And you guys, I'm telling you, yeah, Giants, you're Raiders. And then I'm gonna make them sandwiches I like. You know? Okay.
Hey, you know.
And you start sitting on your back. You're no longer sitting on your ass anymore. You're literally sitting on your back waiting on a sandwich. But we do suggest in the beginning. We do the little thing. And after a while, it's like, oh, he's just going to roll over on me and do a few pumps anyway. Why am I going to get excited? Let's just go through it. We're already here. Back to the conversation.
So much vitriol.
Huh? What happened?
So much vitriol.
So much, right? Can we all get I bought flowers. Like, I bought flowers, okay? I had a nice dinner. I had some filet mignon, okay? Some butter noodles, honey. Listen, I'm living over here. We good. This is the block. Now let's get back to these men and their little excuses. Haran DeMarco.
What's up? What's good?
Okay, what's your longest relationship you've been in?
10 years.
Holy fuck. No, Saint, what's the longest relationship you've been in?
19 years.
Okay, 19 and 10. I'm going to ask you guys a question and you be 100% honest. When in the relationship do you think your sex got whack?
It never did.
Lily, come get him.
No, it never did. It never did. I just left.
Do you, Haran, I love you, but do you understand there's no way on God's green earth
it never got whacked.
You would know that for sure. Unless I surveyed or your girlfriend.
No, listen to me. Within that 10-year span.
I was gonna say, is it weird that I'm getting
get back to my point before I forget it. So within the 10-year span, you know what I mean, we went through the breakups, the makeup. But the moment, most of the reasons why we got back together was, the main reason was the sex. You know what I mean? But
all your girlfriends.
All my girlfriends?
All your exes.
No, not all of them. You know what I mean?
Here's my question is, and no, saying you didn't answer. You think you slick. My question is, do you ever think there was a time where your sex with a woman just got monotonous and she was kind of like,
I will say this.
Roll off.
The more I got invested in the corporate world, the more any relationship that I got in became more monotonous. Because to some degree, when I was existing outside of that, and more so in the artistic world, and more so free, not attached to a lot of things were more spontaneous, things were more wild, things were more fucking drug driven, you know what I mean? Things were unstable, you know what I mean? But the closer I became to routine, stability, a check coming in on this date, that date, all the time, like clockwork, some things in my life became just like, you know what I mean? So I think the more I became a responsible adult, yes, that's when the sex started getting fucking whack.
And you know what's interesting? In a man's defense, every now and then I throw y'all a little bone, sprinkle a little bone. In a man's defense, women, no matter what they're doing, like it could be a career, it could be becoming a mother or whatever, she always wants that freaky, spontaneous 50 Shades of Grey thing. That's the problem. Men, it's natural. God, these motherfuckers, how many fucking YouTube pages you fucking incels got? Like you incels are I got way too much time. Get off my dick. So, in a man's defense, he's thinking protect, provide, keep the family alive, keep the kids good, right? He does go into that mode and his escape. And I've been considerate of that. I've been considerate of that where I've been in relationships and I'm like, he works hard, he's paying all the bills. Thank goodness I've been in relationships with men that have paid all the bills. And I'm like, I take that seriously, right? So when the Sunday comes and he just wants to veg out and watch football, I understand and I stay out the way. Because it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure on men. I get that. But again, in a man's defense, women, they always stay like butterflies, no matter what's going on. Yeah. They're like butterflies. They like, I know you're keeping the house intact and paying all the bills, but I'm still, 50 Shades of Grey Part 3 is coming out, right? Women, they're butterflies all over the place. And that doesn't match with the nature of a man. Because once a man, like you said, didn't you say before, when they get married, they lose testosterone?
Yes, this is scientifically proven. Yes, your testosterone drops. Your shit drops because you lose that. When I was outside of that system, I was still in hunt mode. It's like, yeah, that's just it's up. Yeah, fucking chicks in alleyways, doing all kinds of shit. When you get, into that routine thing, then things just slow down. That's why they say settle down. Slow down as a man.
Yeah,
I think.
Go ahead, Lily.
I was just gonna say, in nature doesn't use anything it doesn't use, so it's gonna start it. It doesn't believe in junk. It doesn't. That's why I laugh at the word junk DNA, because nature doesn't believe in junk. So you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't use it.
You're absolutely right, Lily. Because yes, technically speaking, as a man, your base job is to spread your genes. So as you notice, once a man spreads his genes and he sits down and settles down, he's dying.
Yep.
He leans, like Jen says, he lean more into your chair. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You start doing things, and because you're getting prepared to die, your genes have already been spread, and so on and so forth.
So that's why a man should forever work out.
Yes, and eat a fucking steak, for God's sake. Get out of this fucking vegan shit. You know what I mean?
No, I put it on subscribers only for half an hour. Now you little bitches got to sit there and watch, because by the time you comment, we'll be out of here.
Not that mentality. Learn to watch an action movie. Stop crying with the girl. Don't talk it out. Don't be emotionally invested. No, do dude shit. Do dude shit. You know what I mean? Let her call you once in a while, like Jen calls me once in a while in Neanderthal. She won't call me a bitch, though. She'll call me a Neanderthal. And I can live with that.
This is true.
I have to agree around with the testosterone thing, because there's I've been in, when I got out of a relationship and was talking to an ex-girlfriend or whatever, it was amazing how that kicked back up, how suddenly I was feeling things inside me that I hadn't felt in the relationship that I was in before. There is something to what he's saying about that. It's like, and as far as Jen's question about that, obviously it goes whack way faster for women than it does for men. It just does, because exactly what you're saying.
That's what that guy said. What's his name? Jordan Peterson. He said women are the first to feel unhappy and the first to do something about it. Where a man, he'll keep up with the routine. He'll watch porn. He'll mess around a little bit with the girls at his job, but he won't leave. Women decide very quickly, I'm not happy, I want to go, especially today, right? Especially since the jig is up about what is marriage about, really.
But also because, no matter what, it could be the same thing. You're coming home from work or whatever. It could be the same thing you did the night before, but the goal's still the same, and it's still going to happen. Where a woman doesn't want the same thing all the time.
Missionary again.
Women do not like routine. For too long.
But this just goes to show you, like, we're definitely not following the path, normal, natural path of what we're supposed to be doing. You know, we've shaped it into something that is, like you say, Jen, is not ever really natural when it comes to the monogamous thing and everything. We live in an artificial environment, and yeah, it's just you know, the reason that I mean, the biggest thing is, like, the whole monogamy thing. The one thing, I'm getting in over my skis here, but I was just thinking about the whole thing about, even if you look back, the female part of the species is looking for the best survival and the resources, survival, and a woman can have multiple partners. She'll get pregnant. And it doesn't really matter what guy it was in nature, right? I mean, the end result is she's trying to survive. She's trying to get the best. Where, yeah. So I mean, I don't know where I was going with that. I'm sorry. I went in a little bit. But go ahead.
Even if you look at the buying habits, I always go back to this. If you look at the buying habits of men and women, this is proven. You can look this up. Men, our clothing is a lot sturdier. You know what I mean? Because we don't buy shit that often. You know what I mean? Unless it's a special occasion. Women, their clothes are cheaper and flimsier because they're always shopping. And women are always looking for for even if it's the smallest thing, they're always looking for new novelty. They'll change their hair color. They'll do something to keep things fresh. Men, when we want to keep things fresh, we get a huge investment. We get a new fucking car, get a fucking mistress. You know what I mean? Get something big.
It'll be that one thing.
Yeah, right. One thing.
Like, oh my God, Lily, there's a new lip color, and me and my sister always like
that's how they think. That's how they think. Like, you'd be surprised and amazed that even I will tonight give them this. The things that they're asking for. A lot of times when they're asking for change, they're not asking for a huge fucking thing. They're just asking for us to, like, maybe change our shirt, maybe not lean in the chair so much, you know what I mean? Lift the leg up a little bit higher, you know what I mean? When you're doing the stroke, so you can, you know what I mean, really get that, you know what I mean? Little shit like that, you could be surprised that women are like, oh yeah, this is new, this is different. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted. You know what I mean? Little shit like that. You know, we don't sometimes
Ron,
we don't even do that.
This is one of the reasons why a woman can always tell if a man's doing something foul, because wait, he's got some more cologne. He's got, what the hell?
Honey, the wardrobe turns into everything you wanted it to be. The wardrobe.
That's the other thing, because you all are so routine. You can't even see when you broke off your routine. I'm like, you don't even see that? Like, come on. Like, it's so obvious. You all are horrible at cheating. Like, horrible.
It's like, oh, since when do you like that Bruno Mars song? I thought you didn't like it.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's like, when did you like your collar like that? Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
that close becomes everything you wanted it to be, honey. It's like,
you're eating with a fork now. Since when have you been eating with a fork? Oh, okay.
Not using your hands. That's interesting. Yeah. So let me say, thank you for the super chat. Louis Cognier says, in matriarchal societies, you have more women swapping men, such as the term village wives. In patriarchal societies, men polygamy. So in matriarchal societies, women are swapping the men.
I gotta show you that video. It's a village, matriarchal village, and I don't know what country. It might be Africa. But yeah, it was very interesting. Very interesting how it ran.
Did it run like America?
It was an indigenous village, and they don't know nothing about our asses. They stand far away from us. But it ran very smooth from what I was able to see. Oh, it is Africa.
So
Oh,
it's like the bonobos.
It wasn't industrialized.
Right.
The bonobos, which is, you know about the bonobo chimps that are matriarchy.
Oh, that's right. I did. Yes, I saw the damn bonobos.
And guess what? They're not violent like the chimpanzee troops.
Listen to the women. Listen to the women. With that said, thank you everybody for joining us. And listen, you guys think I flip out or snap? What I don't. Here's what annoys me about y'all is that you have to understand a lot of the incels online are a virus. So Lily and I and the guys we man a lot of pages, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. You know what I mean? This is what we do. So you have to understand the Encelius maximus virus affects Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. And you motherfuckers have no lives. So every now and then, y'all like fucking gnats or children. And you have to understand, I understand that you're a fuck up, a loser. I understand that you have to troll because you got no life. I get it. I'm not even mad at that. But what you must understand, just like any other adult dealing with a toddler, we're not in the mood for it all the time. That's all it is. Like usually I'm in the mood for you fucking losers, you fucking sexless, fucking ratchets, you fucking bad looking, bad built, broke motherfucker. Every now and then I like a good troll back and forth, but you know what I'm saying? Not all the time. And you motherfuckers are a virus. You've diseased Instagram, you diseased Facebook, you diseased TikTok, you diseased YouTube. Everywhere y'all go, and I get it, but we're not in the mood all the time, just like you wouldn't be in the mood for a fucking toddler. And y'all are the equivalent of social media toddlers. So every now and then I have to kick some of you through the fucking block uprights because you're just annoying. So it's not that she triggered, she's not. No, it's just that I'm punch you in the face every now and then. So you could chill every now and then. It's just like when you tell a kid, like, cut it out. That's enough. We're having an adult conversation. I said, sit in the chair and knock it off. And that's how we have to treat you every now and then. Otherwise, you don't understand because you don't communicate on an adult level. And that's why I say what I say to you. Even the stupid bitches that come to, oh, you're cursing, bitch. You know why you're here because it's exciting over here. You're like Candace Owens. I'm fascinated by it. That's why you're here. Mm-hmm. That's why you're here. Yeah. So welcome to the block, bitch. With that said, thank you so much, chat, for participating. Let me take this off the board so you can see us and follow us on Instagram because there's a lot more, honey, on our social media apps. Around DeMarco, Lily, YB Limited, on the block with Jen and Saint. No Saint. We will see you here tomorrow. And tomorrow I wanted to cover that guy that's deformed and the whole, you know what I mean? Do people have rights to be represented no matter what they look like? Because remember, before it was, hey, I'm in a wheelchair. Why aren't there more people in wheelchair in film? So tomorrow's story is going to be very interesting. All right, guys, don't forget, support the show. Cash App on the block with Jen if you would like to. And we will see you mañana. Good night.
Good night.
Hit that like and subscribe on your way out the door for mama. And thank you for joining us yet again. Good night.